Everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I'm going to be doing the reading for you today. It is a general message, so take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. For those of you not familiar with me or the channel, I don't sugarcoat things. I use profanity and talk about adult stuff, so if that is not your thing, or you have children around, or just don't appreciate that kind of language or discussion, respectfully, I'm always giving you the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, we are going to get into this. So, I've got my vice versa tarot because I wanted to ask the divine what it is, what energies we're actually transitioning in. Okay, to get an idea of what is going on in the reality and what guidance we can take in order to move through it. So I have my Rumi Oracle deck, I have my Work Your Light deck, and my Indigo Angel deck. All right, so without further ado, what insight can the universe give us for the transitions that we're going through now? What energy are we transitioning through? What energies are we transitioning through at this time that we would need guidance for it? All right, one more shuffle. Spirit in the highest. Give me 3 cards. Hey, hey, hey. Alright, well, we got more than 3. But we're going to go with that. Okay. Lots of feminine energies on the cards. Lots of feminine energies on the cards. But we do get a victory. Alright, so this has a lot to do with the inner heart space. All right, our feminine aspect is our receptivity to the divine, right? The stuff that we get intuitively, that we feel in our hearts, clarifying if we should or shouldn't do things, right? So firstly, we've got the Queen of Cups in the back face. We've got the Moon in the back face. We've got the 8 of Cups in the front. We've got the Queen of Coin, and we've got the 6 of Wands. Okay. Okay. So with this card, Divine is letting me know we're turning our backs, quite literally, turning our backs to things that are not resonating in the heart space, because that's what the Queen of Cups represents. She does represent the heart space. Okay, she holds her cup of love, and she definitely holds it close to her chest and protects it. All right, and I feel like with this, even if we don't necessarily realize why, we're being drawn intuitively with our sensing, right, to let certain things go, to let our connections to certain people go, to let certain friendships kind of almost linger on the back burner and just kind of not now, not's the time. Like, now is not the time that I need to connect with you, right? The Queen of Hearts, or the Queen, well, Hearts and the Queen of Cups is birthing something new. We have the stork on the back here. So we can't necessarily see what our heart space is guiding us to yet, but we're intuitively picking up on that energy of having to move, sensing in a new direction, okay? Because with the Moon in the back face, you could see the stars above her head, pointing up towards the eclipsed moon with the 2 towers. The 2 towers are completely empty. You can see them on the back face. It might look like a sound structure here, but on the back face you realize those towers are empty. And she's rising from the water. It's like Lazarus, like rising from the water, almost being reborn into her new state, a pure state. She's holding the eternal light and the elixir of life, right? This green liquid is the elixir of life. And so it's being reborn out of this energy. So it's like the Queen of Cups is transitioning, going from loving a certain way or giving a certain way to others, and kind of being reborn from her own dark waters. Okay, her own dark waters. She's rising up above this, realizing, that these towers that she was looking at were not what they seemed, right? The illusion of the moon, things were not what they seemed. And she can't necessarily see what dawn is coming up yet, but she's got her light, and she's got the eternal life with her, and she's in her most natural state. She's coming up out of the depths to meet the world, right? To meet the world. We get the inner child also in the night, right? So this is a lot going on in the subconscious, unconscious realms, the things that we're feeling and sensing. We're being guided to things. We're being guided not to do things. The inner child has a soul wish. And I'm literally hearing like a comet, like wish granted. Emotional lack is not going to continue, right? It's not going to continue. The inner child within us all, which is where the heart space comes from, that's our inner child that speaks to us, is letting us know it's wishing for something more. It's wishing for something more. And as we turn our backs on the way we used to love, to birth something new, what we're birthing is ourself. It's ourself reborn from the depths of wherever we were. Okay, it's almost like I'm hearing being released from the soul cage. It's like being trapped underwater and being released from the soul cage that you can rise to the surface. Okay, and hold this light, letting the light almost guide you up and forward and out of the darkness. And so we have the shooting star, and it's the inner child making a soul wish that's being granted. With that said, in the conscious state now, because this is the daylight, we're being reborn into the Queen of Pentacles, which is the high queen in the deck. She's the highest queen. She's holding her coin. There's abundance coming in. There's messages. The hawk is messages here in the 3D that are going out and coming in. All right, not necessarily divine messages, but messages that are divine, but in a 3D state, right? They're not like intuitive downloads so much as their communications with people, with others. And she's draped in this garment, you know, covered in roses. She's covered in roses, covered in the green of the heart space, right? It's almost like this elixir has transferred from such an etheric state that she's cloaked herself with self-love, and she's blooming, and there's abundance here, and she's giving the messages. So it's almost like this evolution of the self, this evolution of the heart space, right, back from what it was, the adult that we all are, the adulting that we all deal with, back to an inner child state where we want to be happy, where we want to feel fulfilled. And we start getting that. We start getting that in the 3D. With the Six of Wands, this is a victory card. This is our own masculine energy within, able to claim victory in the choices that we're making and the things that we're doing, because we're in touch with this energy. Okay, so this is the transition, right? This is the transition. We're going from a state of having to shut out the way we used to love, the way we used to view love with others, whether that's how you love your family, how you love your friends. You know, when we put others first all the time and not ourselves, it's almost like turning our back on all of the giving so that we can receive. And in order to receive, we have to be reborn in our own light from our shadows and wish for something better. And that's what we've been doing. And we get the wish, we get the victory. Right, we get the victory stance. Yeah. All right. It's telling me to clarify. All right, clarify the Queen of Cups for me. Yeah, because there were blocks to the authentic path. It's no independent. It's having to start new with the Fool card and stopping putting on a show with the Two of Pentacles. The Sun in this face is about blocks. Blocks and walls to our authentic path, our joy, right? The inner child was wishing for more because it wants to experience joy state. With the Nine of Coin, this is the independence of the heart in order to create abundance. And again, we get the eagle here with the full moon. So we know we're getting this intuitive nudge from the universe to free ourselves. You know, and we're communicating with love energy. We're communicating with the light that is spirit, right? With the dove. When we get the Fool that is telling us it's time to start a new journey, the inner child is wishing it. The inner child is wishing it. Because it's not about putting on a show for other people. When we have ships coming in, we're putting on this show and juggling these two different realities of pleasing other people but not pleasing ourselves. And it's imbalanced. and it's imbalanced. Clarify the moon for me, please. Yeah, this is the divine communicating. This is the divine communicating and coming in. This is the Eight of Wands. This is the lightning. This is Pegasus. You know, this is truly divine inspiration to rebirth yourself in a new way. Completely. Because this old way of feeling blocked, of feeling trapped and not being independent, feeling like we can't get to where we want to go, knowing that there's more out there in the world to witness, and we have all of this distraction. All of this distraction. So the divine is stepping in. Divine is stepping in and is bringing in those epiphany ideas. This is spiritual communication, most likely in dream state, okay? In dream state. You're getting ideas in your dreams. You're being guided through your dreams in a certain direction. So heed your dreams. Don't dismiss the energy that you pick up from your dreams. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Yeah. This is what we do is never enough. With the Wounded Warrior card, the Nine of Wands. What we do is never enough. It's a losing battle. And what we really want, what we're really wishing for, is the Ace of Cups, that divine peace, the love that is endless and flowing, a new reality that is love-based, truly for the self, truly for and from the self, love pouring from the self to eternally fill all of our waters, right? Clarify the Queen of Coin for me. Yeah, we get the Hierophant with the Three of Coins. These both soul contract cards. Both soul contract cards in the highest and the finishing stone. This is the Three of Coin in the back base. We're at the end of this, right? We're at the end of this transformation. The Queen of Coin comes out with the Hierophant and the Three of Coin. Both in the back face. With this card, the Tetragrammaton on the back is divinely protecting you. You do have the divine at your back, and your inner child that knows whatever it was doing before is not enough. It's not yielding results, and love is what's wanted consciously on the mind. The inner child is holding the key of truth in order to birth something new. In order to birth something new. Truly, this is your highest soul contracts. We're putting finishing touches on things. It came out with the Wheel of Fortune. Came out with the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning and pointing in your favor in a new direction that is loyalty of self. With the feminine energy within completely strengthened, she's got the lion's paw. It is pointing away from the old program towards a loyalty to self. Right, in this life, this is our highest soul contract here, to be loving and generous and nurturing in the highest, and we do that for ourselves first. And when we do that for ourselves, we're able to communicate that with others and protect others. Yeah. This is the state that we were in, the nightmare state, that we're choosing with the Two of Swords for guidance through, in order to complete the cycle, in order to free the heart space within ourselves, truly, in order to get victory. In order to get victory. And I'm picking up with this card, like, don't think you're out of the woods just because you started loving yourself more. People will try and rope you back in. The darkness will try and rope you back in. You'll start getting guilt tripped. You'll start, you know, people will start saying things to you, and it'll start playing with your mind. Make the choice now with the Two of Swords that no matter what, you're going to close out that old cycle that was not fulfilling, that left you feeling like everything you do is not enough and it's not good enough, right? We're being very tested. We're being very tested. This is about getting control of the mind and choosing, actively choosing victory and a new cycle that is self-loving instead. That we have truly rebirthed ourselves, and that we can heed the divine communication coming to us, whether it's consciously, whether it's messages we're receiving from others in the highest, or through dream state. Right, in order to elevate into the High Queen, right, in order to elevate into the High Queen and get the victory. This is not, light working and moving through, the elevation process is not child's play. It is not all sunshine and rainbows. We hit obstacles, we do hit walls, and we have to learn through experience how to move through these obstacles and start manifesting better, right? How do we do that? By changing the mind state. So things, as you start to transition, this is divine letting you know, as you start to transition into this higher state of heart space, that you will be mentally challenged, right, with other people's energies and other people's wants and needs. Wants and needs are an illusion. The divine takes care of everything that you want and need. Really, I just cut the deck. I just cut the deck. This is truly the inner balance within the self. The Four of Wands is stability in the reality, and is created from divine union within the self. Allowing yourself to make choices and allowing yourself to do things that resonate on a heart level. Truly, without the nightmare, without your peace being disturbed. Okay? So, guidance to help you move through this transition, right? This rebirthing of the self. Truly. Rumi. Ascended Master Rumi. What card above all other cards would you have us receive at this time with this message in order to help us with the transition, so that we can stand in our light and our strength and move forward into a better way of being, a better way of living, that we can claim that victory over the nightmare we used to live, that we used to deal with. Here we go. What card above all other cards do we need to receive at this time? Here we go. The Hand of Fatima. We got the 4, which is divine support and stability through our angels, and 3, which is the Ascended Masters and ascension energy of body, mind to soul. Creating the 7, which is divine intervention and divine miracle. Numbers. All right. Card number 7. Really, the divine is, we can literally reach out and touch the divine with your light. Your angels are right there. Your higher is right there. You can reach out and call on your higher at any time when you have those and experience those nightmares, those guilt trips or whatever it is, the obligations that we have put on us. You can literally reach out and ask your divine to be there for you, to guide you in the next direction, help you through that energy. So it starts with a Rumi poem, and then I'm going to read a Rumi poem, and then I'm going to read a little bit of it. Okay. So the poem, it says, I can never leave you, not for a moment, not for an hour. You are in everything I do. You are my everything. My drink is your sweetness. I move to your command. I am surrendered prey in your hands, and you are my consuming lion. Your soul and my soul are truly one soul. I swear to our one soul, I long for no one but you. In the garden of your grace, I am only a germinating sprout. The crown of my blooming is the desire to be in your arms. Rumi. Our soul and the soul of the divine is one soul. It is one soul, and it cannot and will not leave you ever. When you feel disconnected from your divine, truly your divine, you can reach out and ask for guidance always. Always. The crown of my blooming is the desire to be in your arms. The desire wishes only to speak through you, to act through you, to become a part of your everyday in order to guide you and bless you forward, to create happiness and joy in your life. It says, My hand watches over you. It brings you blessings and comfort, protection and grace. Radiant with divinity I am, and you are my child, my beloved, my angel, and my body too. I shall never leave you. Turn your inner eye to me and see the light of my grace in your heart. You cannot be harmed. You cannot be defiled. You can only ever be what you are, me, divine, alive, and radiant with love. You are giving birth to more spirit than you have ever held before. During such times, a divine midwife can be helpful and supportive. This is Fatima, radiant daughter of the great beloved, who reaches from the skies, who reaches up from within your body, from deep within the earth, and brings you the gift of protection, grace, and love. You are safe. You are held and you are bound within her warmth. She has received your prayers, and she honors your devotion to life, to love, and to growth. And she will help you. Ask for her blessing. You can use the simple sacred honoring ritual at the end to do so if you need guidance on how to pray to her. But any words from your heart spoken in authenticity will suffice, no matter how simple or ornate they may be. She responds to the feeling behind the words, and she responds instantly, beyond time and space. In fact, she has responded even now, perhaps before you even knew she was needed. Wow, I'm going to keep reading. This oracle brings you the guidance that what is being born in your life right now, in your own consciousness, is a seed, perhaps of a new way of being, a new idea, belief system, philosophy, or sense of self, is going to come to maturity under the loving protection of the Divine Mother. You're being asked to heed your intuition and your instincts. Have some discernment about who you involve yourself with and how you choose to use your time and energy. Allow yourself to feel the guidance and comfort in you by giving yourself permission to be nurtured by the divine through your own choices and the people or situations you say yes or no to in your life. This is a way to honor her presence and allow her to help you, which she wishes to do in all ways possible. Love is all things, you see, dearest angel, and that means saying no can mean saying yes to something greater. So give yourself permission to say no and yes as dictated by your heart. This oracle also brings you the message that your body is sacred and worth your attention. You do not have to become obsessed. You do not have to push or judge your body, but you can honor it as a sacred being through which your spirit creates soul and expresses itself in the world. This is truly wonderful, an amazing gift, extraordinary and yet fraught with challenge. The spirit can be powerful, and sometimes it can be hesitant, enough to really engage with the body and come to life. This is about freedom. There is a story that the angels sang music to lure the spirit into the body, but used its freedom. It was reluctant to experience itself in what looked like rather confining matter. The spirit did not know that Fatima would be initiating the spirit into her mysteries through the body. She was going to be sharing the sensuality of life and the sacredness of love, the deep mystery of life, death, and rebirth, and the wonders of nature. She was going to show the divine could live not only in light, but also in flesh. See, this was the challenge accepted by the divine, that we don't have to be just light. We can live in the body and still connect and be our light. We just forgot in a world where shadows existed. You're finding your light. You're realizing that your soul is a vehicle for the divine spirit that is you, that you can connect to at all times, because that is you. You are not separate from the divine. You are the divine. That is why it cannot leave you, not for a moment, not for an hour, and it is always with you, because it is you. Your soul and the high soul are one soul in light. And your body's just a vehicle to experience beautiful things. You know, when people hear music, sometimes they're afraid to dance, but the music moves their soul. It moves their body. You can't help it. It's joy. It's our connection to what's sacred outside of this realm, outside of this earth. We're divine beings, and the divine guides us always. It guides us always to help us away from the shadows that we perceive with the eyes, but don't recognize. In the mind's eye, there are no shadows. There is no war within the self. It's just perception. That's all it is. Work your light miracles. I said miracles, work your light oracles. Oracle cards. All right, what miracle message do we need to receive from our divine? Yeah. Awakening. Awakening. This is what you're experiencing. This is your awakening back to self. This is exactly what this is. You're awakening to your divinity. You're rising up to meet the divine. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. You're integrating the awareness that you are divine in this life. And there is no separation. There is no separation. You are one with your high soul. And you can listen to it. We're birthing a new reality, a new way of being. Really, a new way of being. That's what this reading is all about. What else? What else? Spirit in the highest. Since we're all in divine conversation with ourselves right now. The crumbling, what are you clinging on to? These are the tower moments that everybody's experiencing. Because when we go through the integration, realizing that we are divine and that we are not fulfilled, right? This was the lightning coming in on the Eight of Wands. Spirit is giving you that divine download of what you should and should not be connected to right now. What you should and should not be giving your energy to right now. That's what Fatima was talking about. Saying no is saying yes to something greater. And so there's a crumbling of all that was not in alignment with our highest divine. It's falling away. It's falling away from our reality. We're saying no to that so that we can receive better. Yes, there is better. Yes, happiness is possible. You are unbound. You are unbound. Really, you are rising. You are rising. Rising. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. You are not beholden to anything but your own divinity. You are not obligated to anything but your own divinity. Divine confirmation. Divine confirmation. I feel like there's more in here. Answer the call. Leap, Akasha. What is your soul calling you to do? Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Universe will catch you. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Your guidance is divinely guided. You are safe. You are safe inside the crumbling. When everything else in the reality is falling down and everybody else is freaking out because their reality is also falling down because it's not in alignment with the high soul that is their self, who would not leave you, not for a moment, not for an hour. It's taking away the things that are blocking happiness, blocking the authentic path, the Sun card with the wall. It's removing the wall so the inner child can move forward to joy. So answer the call, answer your guidance, take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. The universe will catch you. Your guidance is divine within the self. Wow, talk about divine confirmation. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah. We get these kinds of messages here. Yes. All right, Indigo Angels. What closing message, what card above all other cards do we need to receive at this time? What card above all other cards do we need to receive at this time? One more shuffle. Acceptance. Accept that you are divine. Accept that your heart space guides you in the right direction. What feels good to you for a reason. And if your heart space does not feel good, you are in the wrong place. Allow it to crumble. Accept it. Pray to your angels. Connect with your higher when you're feeling in that nightmare state, when you feel like obligation and guilt are pulling you back into what does not feel good, and make a wish. Pray with intention to your divine, and it will be answered. And it will be answered. If you need a way out, the universe will show you a way. Trust. Accept, pray, and make a wish. The universe, the divine in you, is fucking awesome. There are no mistakes. We only learn the lessons until we've learned them, and then we don't need to learn them anymore. Accept the beauty of your heart space, your intuition, guiding you to take actions and make choices in the right direction. And the universe will not let you down. Your angels will not let you down because you're one with them. You're one with them. My heart space is spinning. And that is Cards and Divine Timing. So until next time, Divine Rebel, signing off. Love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye, everybody.